Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is all things Thursday, and of course we have all different things today. Um, Last All Things Thursday I didn't have anything because nothing had come in yet, but this time lots of things have come in, which is wonderful. Many of these things I have to go back to Thankful Thursday for because I didn't buy any of them. I was a good girl this week and didn't buy a thing. However, I have a whole bunch of lovely, lovely people in this community and in just wonderful people. And I had people send me things, and a couple of them made me cry and create me things and all sorts of stuff. Of course, we have our 100 hugs. We will be doing our hug today after we go through all of these wonderful things. Um, as you can see, I have them all over my desk. So I'm going to actually clear a few of these things away so we can actually see other things. So let's move this stuff. We'll get to those, I promise. And all of these. Oh, this was the only thing I did buy. I did buy these because somebody enabled me, Larissa. So, um, Chris Riddell is the one that has produced and created the 100 Hugs book. This was brought to my attention via Amazon Tammy and Ashley Colors and Angie Clarkson. I think that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure that's what her name is. Brain just went, maybe. And Shell Artie. Um, Tammy told me about the book and that they were doing a Hug a Day September. And I bought the book in August when she told me about it, thinking that they had already started. So I started my hugs way early and wasn't even coloring the right hugs. So I completed the Hug a Day September with them. But Chris Riddell was a very unknown author to me, and I have learned so much more from Ashley Colors about Chris Riddell. And she bought me this book. And it's Neil Gaiman, Art Matters Because Your Imagination Can Change the World. And it is illustrated by Chris Riddell. And it's fantastic. I've read the first few pages, and after I finish the Hug a Day, we're going to do a page a day. And we'll go through this and read all of the pages at the end of every video. So that will be fun because it's just such a wonderful, uplifting, um, heartwarming, and emotional book. This one made me cry because it's just such a sweet gift, and it just means so much throughout the entire book. There's just so many things that touch me and touch a lot of people I know. So I will be happy to read each one at least once. I may end up putting that at the end of every video forever. I don't know. But until this book is finished after 100 hugs, I will read each page and each quote throughout the entire book. So that is the first thing that I received. Um, and I thank you very much, Ashley. That is the most wonderful gift I have ever received. Thank you. Well, it's a wonderful gift and it's really heartfelt. And, it just means so much to me. Now, another gift I received from my wish list are these wonderful little pearlescent cream sticks. And the wonderful person that sent me these is a friend of my husband's and a friend of mine from the 3D printing community. He saw them on my wish list and sent them to me with a lovely note, and I thank you very, very much for that, Fernando. I really do. And they're so pretty, and we'll be playing with them. Let's see, they come up just like a lipstick. They're awesome. And I have seen these used the same way that you use the King Art gel sticks. If you want to see a really good video on the use of them, go on over to DJ's Colorful Escape and take a look at some of her videos. She has an entire video on gel sticks and these signature crayons. So those are lovely, and of course they're all pearlescent, so they'll make my stuff all shiny. Yay! So once again, I want to send out a huge shout out to Fernando. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. Now, I did purchase these. These are koi coloring brush pens, if you can see that. And they are just a clear blender solution for blending the watercolor pens. Now, I am using them, and the reason why I bought them is Larissa's fault. Larissa has a channel, and she was doing a watercolor pencil coloring, and she was using these to activate her watercoloring. So I'm going to use them with my ink tints. I've used them already with watercolor pencil, and I will use them with my ink tints as well to see how well they activate the ink tints without washing it out, and see if I can get away with putting less ink tints on the page. So that is why I bought those, and I will blame Larissa for it. Another wonderful viewer that loves me, and I love her, Bobby, sent me some wonderful books off of my wish list. Of course, the first is Benny Blue 2, and it's so adorable. I just love it. I just love Benny Blue. He is just the sweetest thing, and so cute. Um, I love all of Christine Caron's work, and this is one of the last books that I was missing from my set. So I thank you very much, Bobby, for buying me this wonderful book and sending it to me. The entire book just makes my heart sing. It's just so wonderful. And I will be coloring in it. There's a couple of Thanksgiving pictures like this one. Like this one. Look at that. So I will be coloring that picture at least next month during Thanksgiving month. I didn't see many Halloween ones. Well, I guess there's a couple. There's a cowboy one. It could be classified as a Halloween costume. And of course a fall one here. But yeah, so they're very cute. And actually next month I will be coloring in this one and probably the other one because I just love them all. Another thing that she bought me is Harvest Moon Wanderings from the mystical lands of Kelswitch. by Karen E. Myers. Um, I have had these on my list for a long time, and I have colored in the Christmas book that Karen has come out with. And these books are just so adorable. They're very, very detailed. The paper in these books is actually really nice. It's more of um Dover Publications type of paper. It's very nice. I do have the Christmas one, and I have colored in that. It's really, really sweet. And this one here is autumn and fall. So um, we will be coloring in it as well next month, going into the Thanksgiving and the autumn um, harvest and all that wonderful stuff. So we'll be using this book also next month. And then another one that she bought me, and she just spoils me. She spoils me all the time, and Bobby, I appreciate it more than you will ever know. I just love it. You know, you are just such the sweetest person I have ever met. This one here is The Mystical Lands of Kelswitch, Exploring the Realm, also done by Karen E. Myers. And it's different pictures throughout the different realms. Like there's the Pumpkin Den, there's the Port of Hollow Wind. Like, isn't that awesome? The Port of Hollow Wind instead of Halloween. The Papillon, Otherworld Station, Old Dun Forge. Just absolutely whimsical, fantastic artwork. I just love it. And I have been meaning to buy all of the books. I just haven't gotten around to them. And I have so many books. My biggest problem with buying books for myself, and I know this sounds really silly because I will buy a set of pencils in a heartbeat. I don't care how many sets of pencils I have. If there's a set of pencils I want, I will buy them if I can afford them in a heartbeat. However, when it comes to books, and I don't know why, I have a tendency to not buy them because I have so many others that need to be colored in. Does that make sense? Isn't that silly? So I have had these on my wish list for a long time, and I haven't bought them because I have one that I need to color in, that I need to finish. I think in my brain, somewhere in my conscious or subconscious thought, my brain is saying, you already have one. You don't need more because you haven't colored in the one you already have. So now with colored pencils, I can put those up on the shelf and color with them and not have any problems whatsoever of coloring with a different set because I haven't colored with that set enough. But when it comes to books, for some reason, hitting that buy button is difficult for me because I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is because I have a bookshelf full of books that I don't color enough in. So my brain says, "Okay, you don't need any more books. You have enough books. You're letting all this art sit on the shelf." And it is art. Absolutely gorgeous art. And I will be coloring in this one as well. There's all sorts of really cool pumpkin-y, like Hollow Wind Homes. Like, isn't that awesome? The Fairy Falls Hollow. I just love it. Enchanted Encampments. So I will be coloring in this book as well sometime soon. Now, I don't have a lot of live streams, so I may be doing one or two of these off camera and coloring them or showing them on Facebook and Instagram. Now this, my husband, my sweet, sweet husband, as you all know, I have a friend who has a craft store, the Alien Crafter, and I have been publicly posting his store on the community page. Um, he doesn't have a lot in the store yet. He's not sure what everyone in the crafting, arts and craft, and the coloring community want. So I have asked a couple of times um, for input from you all of what you want to see in this store. Um, he is on a lower income budget to put things in the store. So he's putting things in the store that um, aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg to buy, but aren't going to cost him an arm and a leg to stock. So if you have a suggestion, anything that you think that he would be able to hold in that store and that you would like to buy, please, please make sure that you leave me a comment in the comments below, or go to the advertisement on the community page and leave me a comment there. I do believe there's a contact me on the website itself. Leave him a message. Let him know what you want. Anyway, my husband buys 3D printing filaments and stuff like that from him. And he went through the store and bought all the things that I don't already have. And most of which I already have. That's why I don't buy a lot of things from his store. The one thing I didn't have were the Ranger Distress Oxide inks. So he bought me, I said, well, I wouldn't mind having this one and this one and this one. So I told him that, these three would be really good. I would really enjoy these three. You know, this one here maybe, but these three particularly at this time would work really well for what I'm doing. So he went through and bought every single one that was listed on the site. So now I have 9 of the Distress Oxide inks. I have never used the Distress Oxide inks, so I will be watching some channels to figure out the differences between these and these, because I do have some inks, but I have the June 6 chalk inks. So I have to figure out the difference between the Distress Oxide and the chalk inks. So I will be watching Ryan's channel, and I will be watching Tim Holt's channel and all of those things, and figuring out how to use these wonderful, wonderful things. So thank you, my love, for enabling me and encouraging me and buying me things even though I told you I don't need them. Because that's what I do. I tell him all the time, I don't need that. I may want that, but I don't need it. And he'll say, well, okay. And then he'll go off and he'll buy it. Because that's what he does. He spoils me almost as much as everybody else does. Well, actually, he spoils me more than everybody else does. What am I talking about? Speaking of he spoils me, he revamped the colored pencil holders so that they would hold the thicker, chunkier pencils, such as the Derwent, the thicker Derwents, and the Caran d'Ache, and that sort of thing. And he printed a couple for orders, and I ordered a special filament for an anniversary from the guy that sells this filament. And he printed me a rainbow one. It goes in all different colors. Let's see if I can get it to show. So the filament is muted tones of different colors all the way through it. So when it prints in a progressively different color all the way down it. So my husband printed me this wonderful, wonderful pencil holder. And of course each thing comes forward and is available on my 3D printer store. If you do want it printed in this color, it would be more expensive because this is a one-time run. So what I have left after printing this one is all that I have available and all that will ever be available, because it's no longer, it was made just specifically for this anniversary. So it would be more expensive than our regular price for that thing. All right. Wow. My camera really did not like that green. All right, so next thing, let's fix this camera first of all, because yeah, that's awful color. I don't know why it's showing that color like that. Let's fix that. Oh, because my brightness is up really high. I don't know what has caused that. Let's reset that. Very strange. I don't know where that yellow came from in my camera. Let's see if moving it. All right. So does it show this as white? Okay, so that's what it is it's picking up the color from the pencil holder. All right. So I went to visit one of my fellow coloring community people that is close by, a little Miss Alex, and Alex had presents for me. So she sent me home with, because we hung out and we had coffee for quite a while, and she sent me home with a lovely warm blankie, which is in my lap, and some pencil extenders, which we all need pencil extenders, and a wonderful coffee cup because I love my coffee, and we're matchy because she has the exact same one that says A on it instead of R. So we're matchy. So when I do lives, unless it's in the dishwasher getting clean, we will have coffee together in our matchy cups. And these she sent me home with, and they're 44 exquisitely designed cards to color with inspirational scripture verses from the book of Psalms. Now, I'm not a horribly religious individual. I do know the book of Psalms off by heart because I was raised with it. However, it's not something in my daily life. I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera so you can see the designs on these. But these are coloring cards, which is awesome. So I'm going to go here. And they're a really thick cardstock, and they're just beautiful little cards. You know, like sing for joy. You know, and I have absolutely nothing against Psalms or the Bible or anything like that. I actually have read it from front to back, back to front, in probably both New and Old Testament, but just because it's not something that I follow now does not mean that it's something that I snub my nose at, is what I'm trying to say. Um, all of these things have many different meanings to many different people, and they can all lift our spirits and let us know that there is a power out there that is looking after us. And I just think that they're just the most wonderful little cards just to color. They're nice and thick. They're got some really pretty designs on them, you know, and like look at that. Look at the design on that. How precious is that? The little saying is even wonderful. So, I will be coloring these as well. For days when I'm just needing to put some color to something and not doing a stream or anything like that. And I don't have a lot of time, but I still want to color something. These are going to be absolutely fantastic. And Alex, thank you very much. I appreciate them. And, I just love them. They're just absolutely gorgeous artwork on them. And the sayings are pretty nice too. Which, of course, these are all Psalms from the Bible. And, you know, Psalms is one of those parts of the Bible that is very uplifting, that is very emotionally and spiritually charging, which is fantastic. And, that is, one of our things is where does our moral compass go? Where, what gives us strength? What gives us energy? You know, I may look to a different higher power, um, but we all have the same outlook. We all have the same direction in life, is to respect, honor, cherish, and maintain our own sanities, our own health, our own energies, whether it be our spiritual energy, whether it be our healing energy, whether it be our personal self. And I think that these cards are um, beyond uplifting. And even though, as I said before, I'm not a hugely religious individual that believes in uh, the same faith as most people, I still believe that there is, that even though I don't believe in Christ as my Lord, I still believe that there is a higher power that is maintaining our existence. So, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not. But thank you very much, Alex, for these. I will be coloring them, and I will be showing them, and I will be enjoying them because they are fantastic. And they come in this wonderful little box, and it's all sparkly. You see the sparkle? It's got butterflies and flowers and sparkles. So you can't possibly not love that. And that is all of my things. So, of course, we do have a hug to do, and we will be coloring our hug with, Let's do it with the Indra colored pencils. So I just got to grab them here. And we've got a funky little hug today. Oh, let's try not to smash the pencils. I don't know what I just dropped. Oh, an ink. I just dropped an ink. That's fine. Knocked an ink over. Because, you know, I've got stuff all over my desk again. So I'm going to use the Indra Creative. These are a professional color set. Unfortunately, they don't have any numbers on them. So the numbers or names, so I won't be able to call out any information while I'm coloring. So I apologize for that. Alright, so the hug that we are working on today is this little guys. Aren't they cute? And I'm going to zoom you out a little bit because you're zoomed in quite far. So we'll zoom you out. Maybe. So you can actually see them and not the back of my hand while I'm coloring them. So these are our cute little demon type creatures. This one here is a piggy chicken. And this one here is a chicken piggy. I'm not quite sure. That's what I'm coloring them as. I cannot be absolutely positive on any of it. So I'm going to color this one as a bit of a boar. So I'm going to start with a dark brown. And I'm going to sharpen. No, I'm going to grab my clips here just to keep the pages from closing up on me while I'm trying to do this. Now these are our little stationery clips that I bought, and every once in a while, if you watch my deals of daily deals and daily coupons, there will be a 30% off coupon or something like that for this set. So if you want to buy them, you can definitely do so on Amazon, which is, you know, 99% of the place, 99% of the time where I buy things because I don't go out. However, there is every once in a while where I will hit a craft store. Alright, so we're going to do our little piggy here, and we're going to color him in as a bit of a wild boar kind of coloring. Now I'm not sure. This one's difficult because I've got to use my imagination. I think that's part of his hair. I'm using the darker brown for the shadow areas. And the areas that look like they have a lot of hair. So unlike an actual piggy, a boar will have more hair than a pig. So they're usually a brown or that sort of thing. And now it looks like he's wearing a shirt, so we'll maintain that as a shirt. And we'll come down here with the browns into his little chicken feet, which is just, it's so funny. Just doing little. Now remember, the paper in this book isn't meant to be colored. It is just newspaper type print. So if you put too many layers down, you may have problems with it. So I'm trying not to put too thick of a layer down, if that makes sense. And I tend to work from dark to light in this book because I don't want to put too many layers down. And it's easier to cover up a layer than to build a layer, if that makes sense. Alright. I missed the spots. Missed a couple of spots here. Now we're going to take a bit of a red brown and we're going to do his spots with it. I'm going to turn that light on here, so just a little bit so you can see what's going on. Okay. Hopefully you can see what's going on. It's washing out the brown a little bit. So now we're just going in with a little bit of a red brown just into those little spot areas. So this little piggy, or little boar, has some little spots on him. And we will be going over that with a little bit of this medium brown. And just blending that in a little. Now their fur is quite thin, so you do see skin underneath and in certain areas. And most of the time, that skin is a darker color. So it can either be a dark black or a light brown or even a pink tone. I think with the amount of brown that I'm going to be putting on this guy, we're going to do his lighter areas in a pink tone just to create that contrast there. So I'm just going over top of the dark areas that I've already put in. And working the areas that are definitely going to be more shadowed and extending it into the lighter areas. Like so. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week and are all ready for the Harry Potter-a-thon. I have left a link to the schedule in the community tab, as well as a little bit of information that Amazon is currently having their buy two or get 3 for 2. So basically buy 2, get 1 free. And the Harry Potter books, if you haven't already got your Harry Potter stuff, is a part of that deal. So if you've only bought like one Harry Potter book, but you wanted all 3 of them, now might be the time to be able to do that. All right, now we're going to take a little bit of this light brown. Just going to put in some, take a bit of that dark brown again for this part of his tail, which is interesting. Say it was an attachment, but it's definitely built right into it, so. And we're going to put some pink on the tail as well. The great thing about colored pencils, especially if you find that you're working from dark to light, is that you can go over the dark just a little bit and it stands out. Where if you put too much dark over top of the light, you're not going to get, sorry about the train. How rude, interrupting. You're not going to get the same ability to relighten that without using an eraser. So if I feel, for example, this area here needs a little bit more dark, I can add a little bit more dark. However, if I had put too much light down, and then, or I had put the light down and then put too much dark over top of the light, I would have to use an eraser and then restart. And that's why in this book especially, because of the type of paper it is, I find that it's easier to work from dark to light, because then I'm not worried, I'm not concerned on how much color the paper is going to take. It's still going to have the colors on it that I want. Alright, hopefully that makes sense. And this area here, we want a little bit darker. And this one here. Now in this area here, I'm just going to put a light area of the lighter brown over his eye. I'm going to actually be doing that in pink. So we'll do the bottom part, the edges. But all these areas that look like there's no fur on them are going to have a bit of a peachy tone to them. Like this part of the ear. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of that light brown in it. And then we'll be going over it with the peachy tone. So we're going to go over it with this one. And just add a little bit of that peachy tone to it. we'll take a little bit of pink and we'll add it inside his ear and on the edge of his nose, just to some of the darker areas of the peachy tones. Like that. And then we'll add some peachy tone down here to his tail. Like so. And now we're going to add some dark yellows. Hopefully you guys can still see, to his little chicken feet. And I am quite sure that there is a name for these creatures. I just don't know what it is. And I'm not going to pretend I do. This one is definitely one of those stories that I have never ever read. And we'll probably look it up later and figure it out. But not right now. I'm going to sharpen this one. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little tiny bit of orange. To his darker areas. Now I'm adding the dark on top of that lighter tone just because I changed my mind and wanted to add just a little bit more of a darker side to it. Just add a little bit more of that red tone to it. Oh, I just colored the wrong thing. Eraser. Where is the eraser? So this guy right here is the other guy. Is the other guy's foot. Alright, now we're going to take a lighter yellow. And we're just going to finish that off. And same with this side. Like so. And then we're going to take a little bit of this brown. Nah, we've got enough brown on him. Let's do green. Take a bit of this green. Which is an olivey type of green. What we're going to do his vest. All the shadows. From his other friend's hug. I know it's supposed to be like a biker vest, but I don't want to. I don't want it to be. So it's not going to be. That's the great thing about coloring, is you can choose what you want it to be. And I'm trying to figure out which one of these is a lighter greeny color without going too light. I think that's the color I just used, isn't it? Maybe not. Okay, so that is the color I just used. So we're going to use this one. Which has a bit of a lime green color to it. You know, I thought about doing it in blacks and whatnot, but I want him to be a colorful piggy. I want him to be special. Alright. Now for his shirt. We're actually going to color it pink. So just added that little bit of brown there, just for the shadow. Do that edge. Alright, now we need a little bit of gold for his nose ring. And for his watch holder here, I assume it's a watch ring. And then a little bit of silver for his blade. Alright, so there we have the boar all done. I think I'm put a little bit of silver on his toenails, because he looks like a really rough guy. Alright, now for the other fella. We're going to start again with we're going to start with the grays, I think, on him. So I think this is a darker gray. Alright. Do gray on all his feathers here. It's covering up all those dark areas. going to take a lighter gray, hopefully. Yes. And we're just going to fill that in. Same with up here. I'm going to fill that in. And then we're going to take a creamy yellow color. And we're going to fill this in his horns. And we're just going to take this gray and a little bit of this one here. This is more of a brown gray. We're just going to put in a few of these edges. On his horns. And on his areas here. We're going to take the lighter gray again and we're going to go through here. And just blend that all together. And then we're going to take this brown gray and do his toenails. And go over it with this gray. Alright, now for his beak area. So I'm going to start with the orange. I'm going to sharpen it up here. I've got a handful of pencils here. Of all the different colors that I've been using. Alright, so I'm going to start with the orange. I'm going to go in and add some different bird feather colors, bird beak colors. Because I'm going to color him like he's a chicken. He's a chicken pig. So I'm just adding some imaginary little colors to him. Alright, and then again down here on his genuinely creepy little fingers. Alright, and then we're going to add some yellow. So we're going to start with the deeper yellow. Adding some that deeper yellow color here. Just getting a little bit of it into the highlighty areas of his face and of his legs here. And a little bit on his tail. And then we're going to go over certain areas of his horns here as well. Just going to make that color stand out a little bit more. And then we're going to take our light yellow and we're going to finish off that area. Trying to blend everything together here. And then we need a little bit of gold for his earring. And then we need a little bit of this dark yellow for his hands. Well, this one in particularly. This one here is going to be mostly the light yellow, finishing it off. And then we're going to grab that light yellow. Just give a little bit of definition there. Alrighty, so there we have our chicken pig. Like I said, I don't know where these are from, so I can't really tell you exactly what's right with them. So, and then we're going to add some green. And then a little bit of the lighter green as well. And there we have it. There is our hug for today. Let's grab our pen and we'll write down today's date, which is October 14th. 2021, and this is hug number 56. So there is our hug of the day, hug number 56. I'm not quite sure what they call them, so we're going to call them Fred and George. And they are a wonderful, wonderful creation of, they're just wonderful all around. So I hope you have enjoyed the hug for today. I hope you have enjoyed going through all of the wonderful things that I received in my happy mail. I will be doing a flip through of the 3 coloring books, and we will be playing with the distressed inks tomorrow. What else are we going to be doing tomorrow? Oh, and we'll be looking at the Crayola gel sticks as well. So tomorrow's hug will be this one. Isn't that cool? The scholars. It's a scholarly hug. So we will be coloring that hug tomorrow. So I hope you can join me for that. Until then, Don't forget, tomorrow is the start of the Harry Potter-a-thon. I am going to try to get my video out before it starts. If I don't, then I hope that you will stop by and say hello and view it. If not, I completely understand. I will be on Saturday, much later than my normal coloring time. So if you're expecting me Saturday morning, I will not be streaming then. I will be streaming at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. So make sure that you ring the bell and stop by and see all the other artists and colorists that are going to be joining in for the Harry Potter-a-thon. So I'm going to show you the hug up, where you can see it better for color wise. I'm going to turn off this lamp. So there is our little huggy fellows. We're going to call him Fred and George. I know they probably have meaning and they probably have a story behind them. However, I don't know what it is. Um, and I will at some point look it up and figure it out, but at this point I do not know what it is. So I'm just going to put my pencils away. And of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And of course, the Colorathon's schedule is in the community tab. So if you want to view the schedule and ring all the bells, just grab hold of those in the community tab. Of course, there are lots and lots of streamers. It is a packed house for this Colorathon, so you will be busy watching streams. Let's see, what else was I going to remind you of? Oh, just for a reminder and for information purposes, our channel has a birthday coming up. So this channel's birthday, I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but this channel was created a year ago on the 23rd. I do have a color along during that time that will be done with Shell Artie, and I will be on for her colorathon on my normal Saturday 10 a.m. time, and I will be posting that soon. But for our channel's anniversary in November, at the start of November, we will be having a bit of a party, a bit of a get together, and of course there's always prizes at those. So come and hang out, visit with us, enjoy the channel. Ask any questions about any of the videos that have gone up that may have piqued your interest, any of the products in the 3D print store, that sort of thing. And I have a couple of things that were donated to the channel by one of my moderators, and we're going to be giving those away. So I hope you come and hang out. Of course, once again, the Harry Potter-a-thon starts tomorrow, and of course, the schedule is up on the community page. Harry Potter books are on sale, 3 for the price of 2. So make sure that you get over to Amazon if you haven't already bought your Harry Potter books. Other than that, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, that is the absolutely best way to do it. If you do want to financially support the channel, you can definitely do so by joining our ranks of membership for our Fairy Tale Brigade. There's 3 different ranks. There's the unicorns, the mermaids, and the fairies. And each has a special perk that goes along with it, as well as some other perks that I just throw in off and on throughout whatever whim I um, jump on. So make sure that you, if you do want to financially support the channel, that you hit that button and hit that join button. Of course, there is a cost to that, and it will explain it all to you after you investigate it a little bit further before you actually sign any paperwork and, sell me your soul. Which, of course, you're not doing. I hope to, of course, see you all there if you do join us as members. If not, I will see you all in the live streams as well as in the comments of all of the videos that go up. Other than that, guys, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until next time, bye bye for now.